Hey, Twitter friends and YouTube. So, this is kind of a sad time in my life because my husband and oldest daughter are gone, and hopefully they'll come home at some point. But it's also exciting because I might become a teacher, which maybe that had to happen, them not being home, so I would be more motivated to become a teacher because now I miss them. It's just me and my youngest daughter. So I've been feeling kind of lonely, but that really pushed me more into wanting to teach. Plus, I have some credit card debt that I need to pay off, so I really need to get started on teaching. But I've been working towards this, really, it seems like my whole life, because obviously, when you're in school, you're learning how you could be a teacher someday, if that's your goal. And then I got my bachelor's in English, and recently I worked on an online credential program. It's called Texas Teachers of Tomorrow, and it was pretty easy. And I have an interview in 2 days, and I would be teaching 6th grade English and history. So I think that would be awesome. It's a bit of a drive. It'd be like a 45-minute drive, but it would be worth it. And I'm so excited. I just think that age group would be perfect for me and for my personality. And especially, I was talking to my mom about I couldn't decide what age I wanted to teach. I passed a test to teach junior high English, and then I passed one, the EC to 6, to teach pre-K up through 6th grade. So I was like, man, I'm not sure exactly what age I want to teach, but I think 6th grade makes the most sense for me because that's like when kids are right on the verge of jumping off of a cliff. It's kind of like, your whole childhood, you're walking, and then you come to a cliff in 6th grade, and it's the cliff of puberty, and where you jump and the direction you head will determine really the rest of your life. It really, really will. I made a lot of stupid decisions when I was in 6th grade. And so I hope that I can steer my students away from making stupid decisions. But I got on the right path in 9th grade. So, kids can go one of two directions and it'll make or break their future for sure. All right, so let's look at what the Bible has to say about teachers. Titus 2, 7-8. Show yourself in all respects to be a model of good works. And in your teaching, show integrity, dignity, and sound speech that cannot be condemned, so that an opponent may be put to shame, having nothing evil to say about us. So obviously he's talking about pastors there, but I'm hoping I'll have a little bit of freedom too to talk about God. I've always thought that I would be scared to do that if I ever became a teacher, because there was all that separation of church and state, and I think it was just like more like a phobia, like an old wives' tale, really. I think that probably teachers think if you even say God in the classroom, you'll be fired. But now Trump's trying to put teaching the Bible in school, so that's great. So hopefully that'll keep going. So vote for Trump so that can keep going in that direction. So if you aspire to be a preacher or a teacher, any kind of teacher, you need to be a model of good works. Because, a teacher is someone that people look up to, whether it's adults or kids. So that's why, obviously, it's important to have good works. So you are a good role model for others. Sound speech that cannot be condemned. That is tricky. I've definitely been letting my words not be so good lately. But it's really hard when someone pushes your buttons. But, so try and work on that. Anyone watching this, to have sound speech or good speech and good words. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. So any of us who are parents, we're teaching our kids 24/7, not necessarily by what we say, but by what we do. They're always watching us, obviously, and they will imitate whatever we do. Like, towards the end of my husband being here, I think we were fighting more, mainly because he kept accusing me of, having a secret boyfriend when I didn't, and it was very frustrating, and I'd get so frustrated every time that he did that, and then we'd fight or whatever. And then I noticed our girls were fighting more, so, they saw us fighting, and then they started fighting more. So for sure, whatever you do, your kids are gonna do. So make sure that you're being a good model for your kids. James 3, 1 and 2. Not many of you should become teachers. Like doing videos like this. My brothers, for you know that we who teach will be judged with greater strictness. Yes, I've seen that recently in my life with my mother-in-law. For we all stumble in many ways, and if anyone does not stumble in what he says, he is a perfect man, able also to bridle his whole body. So yeah, obviously if you're a teacher, you're going to be more in the spotlight. People are going to be watching you. So, you have to be careful with everything that you do and realize you'll be judged with greater strictness. Which, the Bible does say, do not judge. But the point is that if you're going to try and teach, just be the kind of person that people should follow. That people would want to follow and that people should follow. Have such a good character that you can be a good example for the people that you're hoping to lead. Luke 6:40, a disciple is not above his teacher, but everyone, when he is fully trained, will be like his teacher. That's true. I remember noticing that in churches, whatever the pastor's like, everybody in the church ends up being like that because your pastor is your teacher. So he's modeling certain behaviors for you. So yeah, whatever your pastor's like, you're going to end up being like. 1 Peter 4:10. In most cases, that's a good thing, but it depends on the pastor. 1 Peter 4:10, as each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. Yes, some people have a gift for teaching, some people don't, but, everybody has their own gift. The spiritual gifts are listed in 1 Corinthians, if you want to look it up. So the way that we use our gift shows if we are being a good steward of what God has given us. And it's like that story of the parable of the talents. Like one of the guys just buried his talents, which is supposed to be symbolic of when God gives us gifts, but we just bury them in the dirt and we don't use them. Then God will come back. When he comes back, or when we die, he'll be mad because he'll be like, hello, I gave you these talents and you didn't use them. That would be me if I never did become an official teacher. Deuteronomy 32:2. May my teaching drop as the rain, my speech distill as the dew, like gentle rain upon tender grass and like showers upon the herb. That's cute. So yeah, you should aspire to any teaching that you give others, like to your children or to anyone, if you're in a ministry or whatever, that it should be like rain. And because it should help people grow, Obviously, flowers need rain to grow. I have some rose bushes. Finally, I've actually never had rose bushes before, and they're very pretty, and I like them a lot. But I have to make sure that I water them every day or else they'll die. And it's like that, well, for sure, we need teaching in the church. That's why we go to church, but that's also why it's good to listen to sermons on YouTube. Because you will die spiritually if you don't listen to teaching, and if you don't read the Bible. This is my way of reading the Bible, is making these videos. So, but I have read the whole Bible. I can say that. 2 Timothy 2:15. Do your best to present yourself to God as one approved, a worker who has no need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. Yes. And that really should be all of our goals as a Christian, that we should live in such a way that God would approve of us, we shouldn't just assume that God approves of us already, or that no matter what we do, God approves of us. That's not true. And that is lacking, I think, in our modern society. There's just the concept of sin has just gone out the window, and the concept of holiness and righteousness and purity and living a certain way that God has certain requirements of us, that the whole idea has just gone out the window. But God does care, and we have to live in a certain way, for God to approve us. So I pray that the video bless you all. God loves you all, and have a great day. Bye.